Hey guys, you're listening to TayTadio on this beautiful Friday. I'm your producer, Gigi Gonzalez.
I'm your host, Brandon Gomez.
I'm your co-host, Emma Romero.
And I'm your co-host, Annalie Reyes.
Make sure to tune in every Friday at 4 p.m. for our live shows.
And as always, don't forget to follow us on Instagram and Facebook at TayRadio Marin.
Welcome back to TayRadio, everyone. I'm your host, Annalie Reyes.
Hi, and I'm your co-host, Santi Hernandez. Today is a very special day. We have a new member to the TayRadio team, and I'm so excited. And she's in high school. She's a high school senior, and just so you guys can know more about her, she's going to be introducing herself so we can learn more about her.
Hi guys, I'm Min. I'm from Novato High School and I'm currently a senior. So let me tell you a little bit about myself. So my hobby, I watch Netflix and I like to ice skate when like the ice rink is actually open.
And we have recently done like word of the week or quote of the week. So we would like Min to add on to this and try it out.
So the quote of the week that I feel like it means something that like people don't think about so often. So my quote is, talent is something you make bloom and instinct is something you polish. So from that quote, what it means to me is that not everyone is born talented. So as you grow, you find your own talent and grow onto that talent. And like some of like everyone have their own quirks and stuff like that. So like throughout your life, you make it stronger.
I also had a quote that I would like to add. And the quote is, "You only fail when you stop trying." So for this week, I related to it a lot because I have been having like exams or tests, and it's like everyone thinks it's scary to fail, honestly, and it's a lot of pressure when you are trying not to like fail on tests and stuff. But I try to remember it's okay to fail. Like you learn from your mistakes and you learn from previous tests. So I feel like you only like I agree with the quote. You only fail when you stop trying. So like even if I did not so well on a test, I still gained purpose on it. Like I was able to see what type of questions there is, that I can know like what type of questions they will ask for future tests. And I know how to manage my time more wisely with the time that I'm given. And yeah, I mean, I just want to let all our listeners know that you got this. You got to keep persevering and we'll get through with this, you know? And we do have a special guest, Amber Yang, and we would like for her to introduce herself on today's show.
Awesome. Nice to be on Zoom with you all, and nice to hear just all of you checking in and sharing some wisdom that you found to be helpful in your life. That's really nice. Yeah, so I'm Amber Yang, and I've been on TayRadio once last year before COVID, so big changes have happened since then. And I carry a unique role at Novato High School. I'm not a teacher or a counselor. I'm by label, I'm the restorative justice and wellness coordinator on campus. And so I do a lot of community building work with classrooms. I also used to run a center called the East Annex that was dedicated to wellness and student advocacy and student leadership. And it was a really powerful place. And I enjoyed that part. So I also do a lot of work with students who might have experienced or done some harm in the school community. And instead of taking the usual route of suspension, we try to do alternatives to suspension. So I lead a lot of conflict resolution circles when people aren't getting along the best way possible. So I love what I'm doing here. And part of my work too is I do a lot of mental health education. So that range from anger management skills, stress management skills, and relaxation skills. So all skills which we all need to have in times that are crazy today. So it's been a wild ride transitioning to the online format, and I'm glad to be here. I've been asked to talk about anxiety and mental health and stress as it relates to our times, and we'll end with a meditation. Yeah, things seem to be happening just so quickly and rapidly these days, right? And if we tune into our environment, big changes are occurring in our weather and our social realities. And there's a tendency for stress to build and for us to start feeling overwhelmed by the endless streams of emails and texts and to-do lists and the next Zoom meeting. And for me, the next concerning thing in the news. And all of us are experiencing unique challenges and struggles. So just as any problem or problems that get bigger and bigger, you might find yourself matching that energy of the problem. And maybe despite the chaos in the world, this might be a very useful time for all of us to understand how we respond and react to stress, right? Each and every one of us will have a unique journey to getting more in touch with our feelings, our needs, and therefore we're able to rumble and work with our struggles more effectively. So when I talk about stress management, I don't talk about getting rid of our stress. It's really about how do we handle our stress effectively, because we're always going to be stressed. Stress is an action word. It means we need to take action on something at its core definition. Right? So if you're feeling like you'd like to work with your stress more effectively, here's what might be helpful to you as you're tuning into this show. So if you want, you can take out a paper and pencil or just reflect on this. Why am I so stressed? Or you could ask your own question. Why am I so blank? Whatever you're finding yourself struggling with, noticing what comes up for you when I hear that question. And if you're writing on a paper pencil or if you're reflecting on this, don't think, just let whatever comes up comes out. And you might notice, oh, I have this to-do line or this test, like Annalie was saying, or something's happening in my family that's not working well, or I'm really stressed about what's happening in the world. So whatever it is, take a moment to write it down. And once you identify what's causing you to be stressed, so hopefully you'll take a moment to really work on that question. But once you identify what's causing you stress, I like to talk about the 4 major life skills that we all can practice to work with our anxiety and our stress more effectively. So the first life skill that we all need to have when we manage our stress is really reflecting on how we think. So thoughts drive our behavior, and they also drive our physical symptoms that we might experience when we get stressed. So I know that when I get stressed, nausea tends to be the first thing for me. A lot of people have headaches, migraines, leg pain, right? So we actually feel a physical response from our stress, and that's often driven by our thoughts. So I like to call it ANTS, A-N-T, automatic negative thoughts. When we find ourselves stressed, we might find that negative thoughts come really quick to the point where we might not even realize we're in a loop of negative thoughts. And actually, neuroscientists call this the negativity bias. We as humans evolved to focus on what might bring us harm. And when our ancestors and when we were hunters and gatherers, we needed that instinct or else we wouldn't survive. A tiger would eat us, right? So we had to pay attention to what could bring us harm, which often people interpret as negative. And so when we do this, we might find that the bad experience in life, or what we perceive as bad, right? What we feel is uncomfortable, we're like Velcro to it. And if you've ever seen Velcro, it sticks, right? And sometimes when we talk about what's good in our life or how we can actually approach uncomfortable experiences effectively, neuroscientists like to call it Teflon. So Teflon is the coating that's used on like pans and cookware, so things slide right off of it, right? So we're Velcro to the bad and Teflon for the good. That's how we're evolved, and we don't have to be that way. And so how that drives our thinking plays a huge part into our stress. The second life skill is the ability to let go and relax. So that could be through exercise. You might find that after running or hiking, you just naturally feel more relaxed, right? Or breathing practices, meditation, things that help you let go and literally soften your muscles. You might find that when you're stressed, you might find your shoulders up a bit, or you're clenching a lot, or you might be clenching your jaw. It's a term called dyskinesis, unnecessary tension, right? That just come from us having stressful thoughts. And then the third life skill is value clarification. So how do we actually lead with our values versus what we think the world needs from us, or what people need from us? How do we be self-directed? So how we do that is we get clear of our values. Well, what's most important to you? With this stressor you're experiencing, what do you want? We often don't spend time here. We often kind of just feel the anxiety and we push it away, or we get really overwhelmed by it and we don't know how to work with it. So when we get clear of our values, we can actually start taking action. Like, what do I want? What's most important to me? And then the last life skill is, who can help me with this process? So we need people. We can't heal alone. And we need people that we trust to give us feedback when we need to, or we need people that can hear us and listen to our struggles. We can't do this alone. And when we try to do this alone, we might find a sense of loneliness and actually more pressure on ourselves. So finding the people you trust is a huge life skill to have, right? So depending on what type of anxiety and stress you feel, it's definitely not one size fits all. Every moment is a chance for all of us to check in with ourselves, right? Throughout the day, I experience probably like 50 different emotions. And the more we can actually slow it down and be mindful of what's happening to us, the more we can say, okay, I know what this feels like. I feel uncomfortable. I've been here before. And I've been in situations where I've dealt successfully before. So it's really just about being more comfortable with our anxiety versus getting rid of it. So for example, like Annalie was saying with the test, when we have a test coming up, we might feel short-term anxiety, like, I just want to get this done and I hope I do well. And so for those moments, meditation and breathing practices might be very helpful to help you calm and relax yourself in the moment. But a lot of people nowadays experience chronic stress that is built off of many different stressors. And we just spend our lives just walking through feeling the weight of that, right? And that can create a lot of physical illnesses. People that have high stress often get sick easily, right? Our immune system is heavily affected by our cortisol levels, which is our stress hormone. So if you're a chronic worrier or someone who's had chronic stress, it actually might be helpful for you to feel into your assertiveness skills. So what I do with students is oftentimes what causes their anxiety is not speaking up for themselves more. So actually learning how to express yourself, learning how to speak up for yourself, to honor your needs, can actually really help your anxiety, even more so than just breathing and meditating. So when we learn to speak up for ourselves, and that might mean we rumble with conflict, and we're often not taught to be comfortable with conflict, right? So when we start developing our skills around conflict management, assertiveness skills, we speak up for ourselves, we tend to start trusting ourselves more. We tend to start feeling capable of what we can do versus, oh, okay, I have to take care of this person, and oh, I need to do this, and I have to be this for someone. One of the top things I hear with teenagers is, I usually act from what people expect of me versus what I want. And I don't know how many teens feel that way, but I hear that from a lot of them, right? So how do we actually start speaking up for ourselves and claiming what we want as a way to manage our stress? And just to finish off that, to work with our stress, we have to face ourselves, right? This isn't an easy task. It's not just as simple as breathing it out and everything's better, even though it might feel better in the moment. To create real change, we have to be willing to face what is scary to us. And that really requires the willingness to let go of what you know, to really question your thinking. Is what I'm scared about true? Is what I'm worried about that might happen true? And if it is, what can I do about it? And that last question, what can I do about it, is a big one. So it's hard to question ourselves, and it's hard to leave behind what we know, even if what we know doesn't serve us. Yet the more we do, the more we'll tap into our sense of trust in ourself, our sense of trust with pain, with discomfort, knowing that we can be more comfortable in those spaces, and then more flexibility for all the changes we're going through individually and collectively. And the more we can be flexible with our experience, the more we can figure out in the present moment, what do I need? And I think those are just really good beginning topics for handling our stress effectively.
Yeah. Thank you, Amber, for giving that speech and giving us more advice of how we can think through and see what we can do to be comfortable with, stress. And I took some advice from it, and I really appreciate your time with us here. And I hope our listeners did learn a little bit more about how to be more comfortable with anxiety. And next we will be playing a song by Crepe, and we'll be right back.
Yo, CeeLo killed this shit. Yeah, she made me heartless. She hopping in the mosh pit. Yeah, she made me wanna drop. She made me wanna lock it. She wants my mind, I lost it. She wants my heart, but it's rotten. Yeah, I got a black heart. I'm a rock star. Running out of patience, baby, I'm not a doctor. Running past my enemies, but I think I lost her. Stuck up in the clouds, in my thoughts, I need to talk to her. Talk to her. Talk to her, it's a massacre. My mind's starting to blur. Yeah, I need to find the light. Spent too much time in this darkness. I was so low, she told me she's my mistress. I was tripping out, all I did was listen. Rolling up again, I know I'm a misfit. You fucking with my mental, please keep your distance. Yeah, stay away. You bring me so much pain. You a demon, I can see it in your fangs. I can't think cause you f***ing with my brain. I'm starting to feel sick, but I can't feel shit. Yeah, numb to the touch, but the emotions are I'm in the clouds, baby, I'm about to trip. Yeah, I'm about to flip. Yeah, she made me heartless. She hopping in the mosh pit. Yeah, she made me wanna drop. She made me wanna lock it. She wants my mind, I lost it. She wants my heart, but it's rotten. Yeah, I got a black heart. I'm a rock star. Running out of patience, baby, I'm not a doctor. Running past my enemies, but I think I lost her. Stuck up in the clouds, in my thoughts, I need to talk to her. Running through this maze, backward to the face. I don't feel phased, but I've seen better days. And I wish I can go back, And I wish I could do it with you. And I wish I could just talk to you. Yeah, king of the underworld, the devil is you. Yeah, she fed me all these lies, yeah, I don't even know the truth. No, yeah, girl, I don't know. You putting on a show, she's putting on the powder, yeah, she's sipping on the snow. Yeah, we
Welcome back. The artist you were listening to was by Crepe. You can stream his music on all platforms. If you are or know a local artist, send your music our way via email or DM at TayTadio Marin to be mentioned on the show. So we just, before the song, we were just talking about, Amber was talking about how we can be more comfortable with our stress or anxiety, and we should question more of like what we're feeling at that moment and try to reach out and speak out. And I think for me, I would take that example like what I said about like tests and exams. I often do feel like anxiety or like stress for not reaching out to my teachers. So I feel like if I do reach out to my teachers, especially during this time where we have like, for my school, we have 20 minutes of tutorial. So I can use that time to ask my teachers about certain things that I don't understand, and that can help ease with my anxiety. So that's one example of what you guys can possibly do to help with that. But we are gonna do a meditation and a poem. So I would like Amber to lead that.
Awesome. Nice to be back again. Yeah, so I was asked to end this with a meditation and a poem, and I really enjoy meditation, and specifically meditation is a form of a breathing practice where we get more present and we learn how to go into our body, right? Because especially with online remote working, a lot of the energy is shoulders up. We're just like on our laptops and our devices, and we're encouraged to think, and we're just focused, right? That takes a lot of head energy. So meditation and relaxation practices allow the energy to go through our body too. So it's also hitting other parts of our body. And what I love about meditation and relaxation practices is that we don't just relax the breath and the mind, which is often what people think about meditation. Oh, I feel calmer. I can get more in touch with our breath. There's actually some real physical things that happen. We relax the muscles that move us around. Earlier, I was talking about dyskinesis, where we might find clenching or tight shoulders or tight stomach. We learn to actually relax the muscles. Oftentimes when we relax the muscles, it sends a message to our body saying we're safe, right? We're okay. A tiger's not around us, right? There's nothing crazy happening that we need to attend to. And then also we relax our internal systems. So internal meaning our cardiovascular system, our digestive system. So oftentimes when we relax, we might hear our stomach rumble. That's peristalsis. That's actually our digestive system going back into functioning again. Because when we're stressed, it shuts down. So when we relax, we don't just relax the breath and the mind, we relax the whole body. And it's very helpful when things are really intense, and can be helpful, for example, if a panic attack or an anxiety attack might be something that's up for you. So whatever it took for you all to get here, you three ladies, and anyone tuning in, whatever day all of us had before tuning into this, just acknowledging each and every one of us for being here. It's really important just to say that. So right now, let's just show up together and get connected to a shared experience, where the shared experience is our shared breath. Breath is something we all share, right? And it may seem a bit strange to sit and breathe together, but all we're doing right now is just coming together in this present moment and just learning how to relax our bodies more, okay? So if you want, just find a comfortable position. And anyone tuning in, if you're wearing glasses, maybe you might want to just take them off for this moment, maybe lowering your computer screen or uncrossing your legs or laying down on the bed, whatever that looks like to you, just finding a comfortable position. And just slowly giving your mind permission to gradually free itself from all distractions. Just giving yourself permission to become present now in this moment. And if it feels right, just allowing your eyelids to focus on a single point in front of you. And then allow them to just close gently, feeling the warmth as your eyes gently roll upwards behind your closed eyelids. So just noticing your breath coming and going. Allowing it to come in and out of your nose or mouth. And it actually may surprise you with how easy it is to just notice your breath coming and going. And that if you can bring your thinking to your breath, this allows you to be more present. So just noticing, where is your breath right now? You might feel it in your chest or your shoulders or abdomen. Where is your breath? Just noticing it. And as you do, notice what it feels like to take an in-breath. And as the breath leaves the body, notice what an exhale feels like. You might notice the contrast of the inhale and the exhale. And you might notice which breath was easier, the inhale or the exhale. And take a deep breath in, and as you let it out, just allowing your mind to relax. We're just exploring the possibility of relaxing more deeply. And with the next breath, notice if you can feel the surface beneath your body. What parts are comfortable? And which parts are less comfortable? Become aware of the position of your body and become aware of anything you may be feeling at the emotional level. Becoming aware of the fact that right now there's no other place you need to go. There's no problem you need to solve. There's no immediate danger. I can be secure and safe right now where I am. And as you let go of your breath, see if you can let go of that breath fully. That invites more space for the next breath, the next inhale. Can you also, as you let go of your breath, let go of your thinking just a little bit more? Noticing how the body feels as you put your attention on your body. Because every breath out is a chance to relax a little bit more, while also still staying focused and attentive if you want to be. And as we relax, we tend to be more available to ourselves, to each other. We tend to be able to listen well, to listen better. We tend to just feel more at ease and just more comfortable throughout the day. And you might notice throughout the day, you might notice your breath and find ways to have a full inhale and exhale. And you might notice the times in your day where you forget to breathe and you forget to have that full inhale and exhale. And without judgment, just maybe throughout the rest of this day, taking a moment to breathe. As we finish up this meditation, I want to finish off with a poem that's called Self-Observation Without Judgment. Release the harsh and pointed inner voice. It's just a throwback to the past and holds no truth about this moment. Let go of self-judgment, the old learned ways of beating yourself up for each imagined inadequacy. Allow the dialogue within the mind to grow friendlier and quiet. Shift out of inner criticism and life suddenly looks very different. I can say this only because I make this choice 100 times a day to release the voice that refuses to acknowledge the real me. And what's needed here isn't more prodding towards perfection, but intimacy, being able to see clearly and embrace what I see. If you haven't already, just slowly taking your time, opening your eyes and rolling the ankles and maybe just doing a minor stretch or two, becoming aware of the room you're in, becoming aware of the light coming through the room. All right, that's me. Thanks for tuning into this meditation.
Thank you. That was amazing. I was opened my eyes and I was like, where am I? Completely to another world. So I've been having a very busy day, and just being able to do, that meditation is just relaxing, and it just got me back to the center and then ready to continue my day. So thank you so much for the information as well. Amazing information. I didn't know a lot of the things you mentioned, but I learned new things, and that's amazing as well. So thank you.
Thanks for having me on here. Yeah. Nice to see you two again, and nice to meet you, Min.
That will be the end of our show. Thank you guys for listening and watching. And we thank Amber for coming in and relaxing all of us. But yeah, we'll see you next week, guys. Bye.
The end of our show for the week. Make sure to catch us next Friday at 4 p.m. on Instagram and Facebook at TayTadio Marin. Hope you enjoy the show. See you guys.